Hey guys, this is Johnny and welcome to October. This is my travel and income report for the last 30 days, September 1st through the 30th. I was mostly in Las Vegas and San Francisco. And as you can tell from the background, I'm actually back in Chiang Mai, actually one of my favorite coffee shops. So here's my kind of update for the month. So this photo was taken in San Francisco. I'm wearing the most ridiculous clothes if you really look at it. I'm wearing like a down jacket because it's cold in SF, and I'm wearing a jiu-jitsu gi on top of it. It's actually my buddy Simon's. Shout out to Simon. And that's me trying to get back in the gym, trying to get back in shape. Fun fact, San Francisco is a crazy place to be, and it is the biggest kind of divide in wealth I've ever seen in a long time. So it's pretty crazy to be there. I'm really curious what's going to happen in the next couple months, couple years. Something is going to change because it's like housing prices are insane. They're like $2,500 to $3,000 a month to rent a studio. I have a friend who's paying $7,500 for an apartment in SF. Luckily, he has two roommates, but it's mind blowing. Compared to what we're paying here, I'm paying $470 for a place that's just as nice. So my travels from this month, I started in Vegas actually on the first of the month for the Nomad Summit, and it was really cool. This was the first ever Nomad Summit in Vegas, first ever Nomad Summit in the U.S. or outside of Thailand, and possibly one of the first, real dedicated digital nomad events in the U.S. for digital nomads, people who want to travel and work online. I know there's a lot of other kind of industry events for, affiliates or bloggers or things like that, but this is really dedicated to people who have never really met any other nomads that travel and work online and wanted kind of a one-stop shop to network, to learn about taxes and savings, as well as what online businesses are currently working and how to take your normal life right now to be location independent. And it was a really cool event. Check it out. I wrote a review of it on my blog here. You can watch the videos on YouTube, and it was a blast. All right. It was really cool seeing some friends, my cousin Jacob and my buddy Sonic. I saw them in LA, and they both came to Vegas to hang out and support. So it was awesome seeing them. I actually saw one of the podcast listeners. He works for Google HQ in San Francisco. So I got to have lunch with him and see the Google campus, which is really nice. And I got to meet up some old friends. My friend Albert, who I actually went to middle school and high school with. And I went to his house to have hot pot. And I got to spend a ton of time with my parents, my sister, in San Francisco, and it was just a really nice month of traveling. So of course, it costs a lot of money to travel in the US and California, especially San Francisco. So here's kind of a breakdown of how much money I spent. And to be honest, I was really frugal this time. Instead of flying from LA to Vegas, I took a bus for $5. It was actually $2.99, and then there were some fees, and then ended up being like $5.50. I do not recommend Flixbus. They were so ghetto. It was like I was in the hood for 5 or 6 hours. It was really ghetto. However, you can also take Megabus or the other companies, which is kind of like a Chinese retirement home on the bus, because you have a bunch of these elderly Chinese people traveling, and then it's not as exciting, but it'll just be quieter. So those are my two tips. If you want to fly, you can actually fly on a private jet for $99. If you book in advance through, I think, NextJet, and also there's another company, I don't remember the name, but there's a bunch of flights from LA to Vegas for $99 on a shared private jet. So those are pretty cool. But I paid $5 because I wanted to save some money. My hotel in Vegas was at the Downtown Grand. I was there for almost a week. So it's actually not that expensive because over a week, it was about $100 a night in total, because resort fees and taxes really get you. But we expensed it to the Nomad Summit, and more about that a little bit later. That was one of the only perks I got from hosting the event. And eating in Vegas. it could be really cheap or really expensive. So during the weekdays, especially downtown where we were staying, buffets were $10 even for like lunch or dinner. It was really cheap. As soon as it hit the weekend, it was like $30 plus for those same places. And the most expensive meal I had was a $70 buffet at the Wynn. But it was fun. It was nice to celebrate, finishing the conference and, seeing the Wynn, which is a really beautiful hotel on the Strip. And we went out, got drinks, went, to the Strip. We went in limos. We did all this cool stuff. So I spent another couple $100 there because it's Vegas. You have to do it. Still kind of got out of there much cheaper than most people, or even a lot of people from the conference. They went all out. They went to go see, some big clubs and big shows. But in general, kind of this is what I spent in Vegas as well as San Francisco. I rented a car off of Turo, which is like the Airbnb for cars. Really cool. I really enjoyed using it. It was really easy. But here's a caveat is you don't really have, if you have insurance, if you have car insurance already, you're covered. Don't worry about it. They give you secondary insurance. You can waive it. But if you don't have any insurance at all, your credit card will not cover it because Turo is not a rental car company. And the insurance that you can buy through them really doesn't do that much. So you almost might as well just waive it and not get it. But either way, if the car gets stolen or, let's say you park it and then someone just destroys it, you're responsible for that car. There's no, there's no protection against that. There's only protection against liability. So it was a pretty big gamble. And that's actually honestly a reason why I rented the cheapest car I could find on there, a Toyota Yaris, instead of renting like a BMW or something nice, even though 3 Series are actually pretty cheap on there, is because if somebody destroyed the car, I didn't want to be responsible for a $50,000 car. I'd rather be responsible for, a $15,000 car. But as far as spending money in San Francisco, some things were really expensive, like food or going out, or even, every public transport ride was, $2.75, $3. And so round trip was like $6. But, stayed with my family. My parents have a place in San Francisco. So they have a bedroom for me still, my old room. So I've been staying there. And my sister actually has a separate cottage next to her house that she hasn't rented out yet, that she basically said, you can live there as long as you want. And I think she was trying to get me to move back to the U.S. and that's why it's empty. So I was living in this like 2-bedroom house all to myself in Silicon Valley. And she's like, this is yours, move in. And obviously I thought about it. You get free rent. You get to, live in Silicon Valley. I'm sure there's a lot of cool things to do. But obviously, I came to Thailand, and I don't think I'm going back anytime soon. So I think it might take her a few months to realize I'm not coming back, but we'll see what happens. And I ended up scoring a amazing flight from San Francisco to Thailand on Hong Kong Air. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to Leanne for finding me the deal. Basically, I got 90% off a business class flight. And this is crazy because this is the first time in 4 years since I started making money online that I booked an economy ticket from SF to Thailand. I've taken this flight so many times, like in the last 10 years I've been coming to Thailand. And honestly, it sucks every time because it's a really long flight. It's, 14 hours plus a layover and plus another few hours usually. And it's overnight and it's hard to sleep in these little tiny seats. It's uncomfortable. It's something I dread. I just don't want to do it. And it's not comfortable for anyone. So when I started my first dropshipping store and I started making enough money online to pay for it, I started getting enough miles through my credit card to be able to just upgrade because I was fulfilling so many orders through my rewards card. I was literally fulfilling $20,000 worth of products every month and then paying for advertising for them. So I would get 40,000 miles every month, which really adds up. Every year I was able to fly business class a few times for free. But now it's coming out of my pocket and I just could not justify paying $4,500 for a flight. And I actually booked a cheaper flight through justfly.com, which sucks. Don't use them. I should have just booked directly through the airline, even though it was $20 more or whatever it was, because what ended up happening is when I got this deal, I went to cancel my other one, and it was a $150 fee, which I'm like, okay, that's fair. It kind of sucks, but it's fair. Turns out the airline charged me $150, and then Just Fly charged me $150, doubling that fee. So that's why I don't recommend them. That's why I recommend to always book directly through the airline, even if it costs a little bit more. You just get more flexibility that way. But what's really cool is I ended up flying business class for $617 on HK Air. And I still had to pay a little bit of money, a couple $100 for my other flight that I didn't get a full refund for. But hey, for under $800 or $900, having a business class flight with lay flat seats was really cool. So you can watch the video below if you want to watch the whole thing. But trust me, it was awesome. And the only problem was it flew into Bangkok, so I had to spend one night in Bangkok. Luckily, the Phoenix is an airport hotel in Bangkok. Super easy. They have a free shuttle. They take you there. You have a clean room. You sleep well, get some food, come back to the airport the next morning. $21, super cheap. Then flew from Bangkok on Thai Airways, who I also recommend, because I had so much luggage, and it was okay because I was in business class flying from SF to Thailand. But what I didn't realize or think about is from Bangkok to Chiang Mai, it's a local domestic flight. And if I flew with AirAsia or even Bangkok Air or any of the cheaper airlines, there's no way they would have let me bring 2 giant suitcases on. They would have charged me so much money for that. But Thai Airways, shout out, you guys are awesome. They said, oh, you're coming from the U.S., we kind of just assume you're going to have a lot of luggage. Don't worry. You can check in both bags, which, by the way, weighed in total 97 pounds, which is like 47 kilos, something insane. One bag was 20-something kilos, and one was like 19 kilos. If you watch my apartment video, a lot of it was consumables like soaps and shampoos from Trader Joe's that I really like. Lots of snacks and food and like MCT oil, coconut oil, things like that. So don't worry, I'm not going to travel with that all year, but it was nice. It was nice having all these things to feel like at home when I get back to Chiang Mai. And now that I'm in Chiang Mai, I rented a hotel for a few days to look around. I found a really cool condo for $469 a month, which is 15,000 baht. There's a video about my new condo, as well as a huge blog post on how I found this condo, as well as how I recommend my friends and anyone who's coming to visit Thailand to book accommodations either monthly or longer. Aside from that, instead of joining a co-working space, because right now it's low season and there's not that many people, I've just been working out of coffee shops. This one is in the kind of city center. Is called Fatara Coffee, and I'm the only one here in this room, so that's why I'm able to record this and not go home. And I finally joined TCDC, which is the Thailand Creative Design Center. It's kind of like a student library for design, people who are in design and architecture. And what's really cool about it is it's only $20 for an entire year. It's 600 baht for an entire year. And what that does is it gives you membership at this kind of like library type place where you can go. It's not really a co-working space, but it's pretty cool. Check them out. Only problem is they open at like 10:30 a.m. So they open pretty late, and they're closed on Mondays. And it's a library. It's not a co-working space. And honestly, if I was going to actually do work, if I had like another project, if I was building another like job showing store, I'd probably just join Pun Space again because I really like them. But for now, for this month at least, I'm just going to work at a coffee shops because before kind of December, a lot of these places are pretty empty. And to get into shape, I bought another jiu-jitsu gi. So I'm rolling out of Pure Grappling, which is a new Brazilian jiu-jitsu gym right off of Neiman. So I'm really happy they finally opened one in Neiman. Unfortunately, Chiang Mai Fight Fit, they had to move locations and they're so far away now. If you live in that area, they do have a kind of sister gym right next door called Pura Vida. I went there once and they're really cool. They're just too far from me, so I'll be working out of Pure Grappling. And I bought 2 motorbikes. I bought a Honda Click, and then I realized I kind of want a bigger scooter that I can fit 2 people on. I can go up hills because I'm kind of a big guy. So I ended up buying a Yamaha 135 Spark. Yamaha Spark 135. So instead of being 110 cc's, it's 135 cc's. And instead of being completely automatic, it's semi-manual, where you don't have to use a clutch, but you have to shift. So that gives you a lot more power, a lot more control, especially on the hills. I really love it. It's my favorite bike I've ever owned, and I got an amazing deal from it because it's low season and there's not that many people here. I'll probably hold on to the Click for 2 months and just have it as a backup scooter. And then I could probably sell it when, December hits and it's high season for a lot more. So really didn't lose out. Still have my auto pay donations to the Muay Thai gym in Isan. And I still been giving my parents $1,000 a month, every month. And that's been, really nice, because when I went back to the U.S., the word has got around to my other family members, to like my aunts, my uncles. And it's funny because they really disapproved of me moving to Thailand. When I first came, they're like, this guy's a loser. He gave up his corporate job, his career. What is he going to do? And now all my aunts and uncles are like, oh, Johnny, like, you're such a good son. I can't believe you pay your parents' property tax and then you give them money every year. So it's been really, really nice going back and having, the respect from my relatives, even though honestly it shouldn't really matter. But it's kind of nice not having them talk crap behind my back, saying like, oh, Johnny, is a loser for not having a corporate job anymore. And that's really it. So as far as income, honestly, it wasn't a very good month, mainly because I've been focused on the Nomad Summit these last 4 months. And even though everyone else got paid, all the staff got paid, all the videographers got paid, I didn't take a salary myself. And I also put all the money up. So I had to put, a $10,000 deposit on my credit card, non-refundable, whether we came or not, just to guarantee the venue. And I knew it was going to be a really, really big gamble. But I wanted to do it. I wanted to try to grow this event. And I was scared because up until 2 days before the conference, we were losing money. We're in the negative because all the expenses added up, all the fees added up, all the staff, the travel, all that stuff, added up. And I was like, okay, we're kind of screwed. But luckily, we figured out a way to, sell some workshop tickets, get some people to buy some books and, little things like that. And it all added up. So we ended up at what I thought was a small positive at $1,143 in profit, which isn't that much money for 4 months of work. But I was like, okay, it's fine, small profit. But then I got screwed just a few days ago, 3 weeks after I thought the expenses were all paid out. Downtown Grand, our venue, turned out they charged me an extra $952 that I didn't authorize, but I can't get it back because they're like, nope, that's just how much it was. So I'm kind of screwed on that. So ended up making $191 in net profit, I guess, from 4 months of work. And I didn't, it's not like I took that money as profit. I just used it to pay for my flight to go to San Francisco, rent a car. So I ended up basically, getting a free trip, I guess, to Vegas. But aside from that, what it has done is it's created the foundation for future events. And hopefully one day in the future, it could be a hugely profitable event. Hopefully next year or maybe in 2025, who knows? But I met some amazing people there. People loved it. A lot of people got a lot of value from, attending. They met a lot of cool people. They got inspired. A lot of people started businesses or partnerships because of it. So, it's honestly, the money isn't why I do it. And I'm really fortunate that I'm able to be in this position where I can, do these long goals, these big gambles, and to be able to, do something that's not just for me, that's for, for the bigger picture, the Nomad community as well. So in total, my income for September 1st to the 30th was $3,464. That's a mixture of a lot of passive income from, all the things that I've done in the past with product reviews and affiliate blogging and, my YouTube channel, my podcast, all these things. And And it's a slight decrease from the month before, which was $3,654. But, not bad for not focusing on it and having this be completely passive income. Here's some screenshots of things I made money from, like the product reviews I've done on Amazon, as well as some of my other affiliate commissions that I've case studied in my course Income Boss. You can check that out. And I also make some money from like loans, like on Pear Street. So if you listen to Invest Like a Boss, we talk about, what these are, but hey, it's pretty good. Made some interest from that. And here's a screenshot from my YouTube channel, which, made $183 from this month, a little decrease from before, but I really like doing it. So I love it. And that's about it for this month. It's been a really cool month in terms of seeing friends, seeing family, getting to work on an event that has already inspired a lot of people. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback from it. So if I met you there, leave a comment, and it's been really, really cool. But to be honest, money-wise, well, not very that cool. My income has dropped a lot since last year, or when I was really focusing on just myself. Now I'm focused on kind of bigger picture goals for, to kind of do more for the digital nomad scene, but also just in general. And I think I never had, like, intangibly, it's been worth it because I met a lot of cool people, inspired a lot of people. A lot of people, have messaged me or came out to me saying how much their lives changed from it. So I'm very happy for them, and that makes it worth it. Financially, I think what it is because I'm kind of set. I'm good enough for myself, and I don't go crazy spending money. So I'm like, I don't really need to make that much money. But to be honest, I probably have to do something soon just so I don't go broke myself. But hey, this is the gambles we take in life. And I'm really fortunate to be in a position where I can take these gambles. So whatever you guys are up to, remember, it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you save, and make sure you invest all of it, because you're not going to be able to just grind, forever for yourself. So my biggest takeaway is I'm so happy that when I was making a lot of money with my dropshipping stores before I sold them, and, running all my different campaigns, I took 75% of that money and I put it into investments. So I'm pretty set. So I'm pretty happy. I get to do passion projects, things that I love. I could work on conferences for 4 months and get paid $100 for it, $25 a month, which per hour, I don't want to calculate what that is, but hey, it's worth it. I'd love to see you guys at the next Nomad Summit in January 19th, 2019. Go to nomadsummit.com. There's pre-sale tickets out already. And if you RSVP on the Facebook group, you can get some updates on that. But aside from that, I'm going to enjoy Chiang Mai. I'm going to enjoy Thailand. I'll be here for the next 4 months. So if anyone wants to come hang out, come a little bit early. Come stay for the Nomad Summit. And I'll see you guys somewhere in the world. Peace out. Take care. And I'll see you next month. Bye-bye. At the summit, they know deep down inside that there is more to life. We just settle for the handcuffs that society gives us, go to school, get a job, get married, work 40 years, retire, and die. That's not the life for us.